Well, hello there everyone. The other day, my collector's edition of Samurai Jack Battle Through Time arrived from Limited Run Games. Presumably, I haven't opened this yet, but that's what's supposed to be in this. So we're going to open it up. I ordered this last year, so this took a while. So normally, when you order from Limited Run Games, when you pre-order something before it even starts production, you can expect to wait at least a while, right? But this was also compounded by the fact that the pandemic was last year, and I ordered this in the middle of it, and this was before they even started production. So this is one of the, if not the most long-awaited limited run collector's editions there ever was. And I'm not even normally the sort to buy collector's editions, but I made an exception for this game because I was anticipating it a lot, and I love Samurai Jack. And it was last year, so I don't even remember what's supposed to be in this. I know it's supposed to have the game, obviously. It's supposed to have a statue and then some other things. So I could just look up now what's supposed to be in it, so that way I can make sure that I did get everything that I paid for. But I'll just check after recording to make sure I got everything, because I think for now I kind of want to leave it a surprise. So let's start opening it. Not very well guarded in terms of the tape, but did it keep it protected? It looks like it. So I'm going to do my best to keep everything in shot here, but obviously I need to remove this from the box first, so I will put it back in shot. 1 second. It's a little bigger than I was expecting, which is nice. What's this? Is some kind of ad? I think this is just something that ships out with Limited Run. It doesn't say Limited Run on it, though. Oh, yeah, there it does. Okay. So this is the first time... I think this is the first time I've ever actually ordered something from Limited Run. So I don't know if this just comes with every one of their orders, but pretty cool-looking ad with a lot of text on it. I'm going to read that later. I don't expect you guys to squint hard enough to read that right now. So let's find the front of this box. So it seems to be themed after Season 5 of Samurai Jack. So this is the idol of Aku that the daughters of Aku pray to in Season 5. And each side looks like it's a different scene of background art from the show, which is pretty cool and obviously faithful to source material. And it looks like on the actual top is the portal, so that's pretty cool looking, since you can see the portal at the top of each side. How do you like that recreation of the portal spinning? Let me get this bubble wrap out of the way. Oh, cool. So this has a number on it on this holographic card. I don't know how well the reflectivity is showing up on camera, but it seems to be a holographic card with I'm assuming that the number on this refers to which number this was in the batch of things that were printed, because this was a limited edition. So presumably this is the 127th one. So I'm going to keep this just as proof. It's pretty cool looking. Here's the back side, by the way. I'm assuming this is what Limited Run has on the back of all of their cards when doing this sort of thing. And obviously this is 100% Samurai Jack branded here. I'll take pictures of each thing this thing comes with and probably put it at the end of the video or something, just so that way you guys can actually clearly see each thing. So the majority of this will be the unboxing, and then at the end I'll have some pictures. Get this bubble wrap out of the way. So, how is this supposed to be opened? Oh, it seems to be taped on the bottom, so I guess that would be the easiest spot to start with. Oh, look, even the bottom has some design. I think that's, it's either Aku's hands or it's the hands of Ashi's mother. So no matter what angle you're viewing the box from, it has something cool on it. So this is the lid, and I'm trying to think if I should open this from my perspective or the camera's perspective. So I'll just do it both ways. So I'm glad that the game is at the top, so that way you can immediately know, yes, it does in fact come with the game. I already own the game. I have the game on PS4, and so I'm going to keep this one sealed. And I can't remember if I ordered the Switch version or the PS4 version, because I already own it on PS4, so I don't know why I'd order it on PS4 again, but it doesn't matter, like I said, because I'm keeping this sealed. But I might want to go back and check just to make sure I got the thing I ordered, but either way, I don't really care. This kind of reminds me, maybe I should finally go back and beat those post-game challenges, because I have some gameplay footage of this game on this YouTube channel. I did some of the post-game challenges, which were really difficult and very obviously not play-tested. And that's kind of been haunting me since I never finished it, but I did that one. I beat that one where you had to clear the whole thing without taking a single hit, and there was a boss at the end, and I pretty much had to cheese the AI, and it took me a really, really long time to beat it. And so on the YouTube video, if you watch it, I actually had to fast forward part because it took me so long. That took a lot of patience. And then I thought that was going to be the hardest part, but then I encountered another mission which was pretty much the same principle, and at that point I decided to take a break, and I haven't gotten back to it then. I haven't gotten back to it since then, but I'm really curious, has anybody actually gotten to the end, or has anybody actually beaten all of those post-game challenges? Because I'm really, really curious how many there are in the game, because when I was uploading them, I'm pretty sure I was the only person actually uploading recorded evidence of having beaten those things. So if anybody knows how many of those things there are in the game, let me know in the comments. But here is the box art of the game, and the back side. You know what I just noticed, actually? Okay, this does have limited run on it. I was going to say, like, I don't even know if this is limited run, but it is. But the reason I was going to say that is because I haven't seen it in stores yet, but I've seen some of the box art as advertised online, like limited run posting about them having physical versions of this now if you just want to buy the game. And the box art was different. So I wonder if the box art on the version that comes with the collector's edition is different than the box art if you were to buy the game individually. So I might want to look into that. If you know, let me know as well. So, enough about the game itself. So next is the soundtrack, original soundtrack. Really cool jewel case. Not only does the art on the jewel case itself look really cool, but I really like the addition of having an Aku pattern in this part of the jewel case as well. Here they have listed each of the tracks. And here's the spine. But yeah, I really like this part. And again, I'll include pictures of all of this at the end. Okay, so still things at the very top. So I'm assuming that the majority of this box is Real estate is reserved for the statue. So here are some art cards. I never really know what to make of art cards because they are cool, but it's not like you can hang them up on a wall like a poster. But I don't know if this is necessarily concept art for the game because the game's concept art is basically the show, right? So this might just be like art from the show, which they used as concept art, or if this actually, or maybe this actually was original art just for the game and they were emulating Tartakovsky's style. Either way, it definitely looks like art from the show. Because all the locations in the game are based on places from the show. And, oh, it looks like we do have a poster. I'm going to have to put this one up on the wall behind myself for the stream setup. Yeah, I definitely want this one to be in the live streams. Okay. Might be a little hard to get this one in shot, so let me unfold it first. And it is double-sided. So I think I know which side I want to display. So this side is horizontal. And this is the, not the box art of the game, but the key art of the game. Actually, no, it is the box art of the game in this case. But it was also just the key art of the game when it was originally announced, which looks pretty cool. But I think personally, I prefer this side, which is meant to be displayed vertically. I just think that looks way more cool as a poster and just as a piece of art rather than a piece of promotional material. Plus, I just really like the use of black and white here. I think that'll stand out pretty cool in the background of my face cam for when I'm live streaming. And I don't even know if this whole thing was in the shot, so again, I'll include pictures at the end. Don't worry. So honestly, I think the poster is my favorite part so far because this is what I'm going to get the most mileage out of, being able to display it for live streams and stuff like that. The art cards are cool, but I'm probably just going to like put them in a drawer or something. And the soundtrack is really cool as well, and I like the jewel case, but I'm probably not going to open it because if I ever want to listen to the soundtrack, I can just, listen to it on YouTube or something. I just like knowing that I do, in fact, own the thing as well. Also, I should include the box itself as a piece of, as a collectible itself, right? Because the box is so cool looking. So I think everything under this, everything that still remains in the box is just related to the statue. So I might actually want to lay this sideways. And there might be some assembly necessary. When I first ordered this thing, actually, they never even, because this was before they even started making the stuff, they only had like a piece of conceptual art of what the statue was supposed to look like. So I actually had no idea. I still haven't seen the statue. I have no idea like what the statue actually looks like. I know what it's supposed to look like, but I haven't seen like an actual picture of the actual, three-dimensional object. So I think this might be taped. Okay, so I'm going to cut a seam here. And I really don't want to make a whole bunch of garbage, so I'm going to try to handle this piece of styrofoam as carefully as possible, but inevitably it will break apart into other smaller pieces, but I can just vacuum that up later. Or you guys can vacuum that up for me. It's hard to tell where it starts because it's so transparent, the tape that is. Okay. So I could just split it open like this. Here's the katana, and that's actually made out of metal, I think. That's a cool surprise. It's actually made out of metal. I was about to say, that's a lot heavier than I was expecting, but that is because it is, in fact, metal. And it can't hurt me because it only canonically harms evil, so I am completely safe from self-harm. Unless I am evil. So here's a stand for the sword. I know you can... Oh, okay. So that sword actually doesn't go to the statue. The sword is completely separate. So you display it like... I'm assuming the blade touches both of these little grooves. I might display that right in front of my gong for the live streams. The gong kind of looks like... If the gong is right behind the sword, the gong kind of looks like the portal anyway, so that's kind of funny. Okay, so it looks like the statue's already pretty assembled. You just have to set Jack himself on the stand, which has the portal. And I think the portal was the thing I was most curious about. I was really curious if the portal was just going to be like a flat circle, or if it was going to be like a series of flat circles, or if there was going to be any kind of transparency or anything like that. But it looks like what they went with is an actual cone. So this is a cone with a point. Sorry, I'm looking at it myself right now. I'm analyzing the sculpting here. The sculpting actually does seem to be pretty decent. But the thing is, Samurai Jack has such a simple character design, right? It's not like you really need super intricate sculpt work. But it does seem to be good enough to portray the character three-dimensionally. And I think, yeah, the sword that you're supposed to display in this stand is way bigger. Like, it's not to scale of the statue anyway. So, like, even if he could pick up that sword, it would be too big for him. So he has his own sword right here. And it looks like he only has one peg to be placed onto the stand. So let me put this in here carefully, and let's see how well he can balance. Well, also, the Samurai Jack logo is engraved at the bottom here. Don't know if you saw that. Yeah, I'll show you. I don't want to rob you the satisfaction of the peg. Okay, so I think that's in there as far as it'll go. And even though it is just one peg, it actually does seem to be pretty well balanced and stable. Because it was a round peg that goes into a round hole, but the round peg was actually attached to a square peg, which goes into a square hole before the circle peg meets the circle hole. That sounded more complicated than it is. But let's just do a quick balance test. It has a pretty wide base, so I wouldn't expect this thing to ever fall over unless like something were to actually hit it, or if there was like an earthquake or something. So yeah, Jack himself looks pretty good. I think my biggest critique would be something that I just noticed. In the cone of the portal, you can see a seam line here, which is a little bit immersion breaking. It's not that big of a deal, though. Put him back on there. I'd like to display this somewhere in the backdrop of my stream setup as well, but I don't know if there's enough room for that. I'll try to make some room, but who knows. I actually have no idea where I'm going to put this. So, let's display everything out at once. So, this probably looks weird from the top, so like I wish I could display it like sideways like that, right? I'll just set it out like this for now, and then I'll take a picture with everything together from a better perspective later. So obviously, the game, right? The statue, the art cards, the limited run card, which presumably indicates which number this was and how it corresponds to the order of these things being printed. You know what I mean. The soundtrack and the poster, which I think is my favorite part. Even though obviously the statue is supposed to be the big thing here, personally, the thing I'm going to get the most enjoyment out of is the poster. Whoops. Get everything lined up. I should put this... I want to include the box somehow here. Oh yeah, and the sword, of course. Like that. Maybe I can use the poster to balance it here. Like so. I don't even know if that's in the shot, so let me just move it up so you can at least see what I spent an extra 5 seconds doing. There. So anyways, thanks everyone for watching. I will now cut to the series of pictures I took, so that way you can get a better look at everything. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you have the game, what you think about the game. Let me know if you also got one of these collector's editions and what your favorite part of it is. And I will see you all later. So, bye for now.